My name is Mitchell Trainofsky, and I'm the founder and CEO of Quanvo. At Quanvo, we firmly believe that if you have a question, if you're curious about something, there's nothing more helpful than a conversation, right? Just talking to somebody else. And that's because a lot of the time, you don't even know what to ask. Like when you have a conversation to someone, when you're just talking to one other person, you can ask that follow-up question, right? Or you can ask for a clarification. You can have a legitimate back and forth so that you can leave that interaction understanding something better. But let's zoom in really quickly on one type of question that I'm quite familiar with, and I think some people in the audience are as well, and that's questions about college, right? When you're applying to college, you have so many questions. I mean, you're about to make literally one of the biggest decisions of your life. You're curious about what the academics are like. You're curious about social life, job placement. And all you really want to do is get them answered. And so when I was applying to college, I did what everyone else did, which is go to College Confidential. For those people who don't know what College Confidential is, it's essentially a Quora, or like a forum for questions about college. You go and you post questions, and then other people answer, normally from a long time ago. And as you can see, it's really, really popular. But it's not useful. Right? And that's because when you're applying to college, what you want to do is talk to people at the school. You want to talk to a Babson student if you're applying to Babson. You want to talk to a Brandeis student if you're applying to Brandeis. And so I spent very little time at College Confidential and instead scoured the web. I went to Facebook. I went to other social networks, and I asked for a friend of a friend of a friend to find someone who went to the schools I was interested in so I could ask them all those questions. I could ask them what the social life is like. I could ask them what the academics are like. I could get the answers that admissions won't tell me and that a post wouldn't tell me. And so now actually I'm on the other side of that. I'm not the only one who does this. Right? This is actually a little snippet of a conversation that a young woman reached out to me now that I'm a student. She was curious about what the food was like on campus, but later on, she asked about a lot of other things. And that's because we're able to have that conversation. It's that power of conversation that's so important. Right? She's able to continuously come back to me and ask questions. This is not a kind of value she can get on a College Confidential. That's why she's talking to me. That's why she reached out to me. And I'm more than happy to talk to her because I love Babson College, and I would love to meet people who are coming into the school. So, what if you could capture that intimacy, that power of conversation, that back and forth you can have with someone when you talk to them on Facebook about something you're interested in, and marry it with that speed and expediency of a College Confidential, where you're just online, you click a button and ask a question? What if, for someone interested in Babson, they could go somewhere, click a button, and talk to someone at the school? Well, that's why I'm here to show you guys Quanvo. Quanvo is a web and mobile app that allows people to ask questions and then be matched with other people for one-on-one conversations, intimate conversations where they can converse about whatever they want, leveraging that power of conversation. So let's walk through how it works. To understand how Quanvo works, we're going to follow Allie's story. Allie is a student. She's super interested in Babson. And one of the things she's really interested in is the social life. So she doesn't just want to read a post. No, she wants to actually talk to someone on campus. So she goes on to Quanvo, and she asks her question, and she makes sure to put the subject as Babson College. And what this means is that when she asks her question, we ping it out to all the people that we think are qualified to answer her question. In this case, that means Babson students. And so we take that question, we ping it out to Babson students, and then if the students are online, if they're on the web app or if they're on the mobile app, they'll get it in their question feed. If not, they may get a notification if we think the question is particularly suited for them. And then when one of them decides to talk to Allie about the question, they go directly into a conversation. And just once again, it's that conversation that's so valuable. This isn't just a question and an answer. It's a back and forth. And when it goes from just a basic Q&A to something more, that's when it becomes a Quanvo. And so when the Quanvo is finished, Allie can rate the person who answered her question on a scale of 5 stars, and then decide whether she wants another person to answer her question. Maybe she wants a different perspective, or maybe the original conversation wasn't in depth enough for her. And then we also take that conversation they had, we anonymize it, And we make it searchable and archive it so that other people like Ali, who could also be interested in the social life, could go and read the conversation they had and get that value. We create content through this. And so let's really quickly just take a quick step back and understand what the value was there. Why was Quanvo so valuable to Ali? Well, for starters, it was super simple. Right? She didn't go through the web, look through Facebook, ask a friend of a friend to find someone to talk to. No. She asked the question and clicked the button. And then she was able to actually talk to somebody, not read a post from 2008. And on top of that, do you remember that conversation I showed you guys where I was talking with that young woman? Well, we're friends now, right? And she's actually coming to Babson next semester. And now that we're friends, not only can she come and talk to me when she gets on campus, but she can now ask me about anything. Because when you have conversations with people, you develop relationships that you cannot do on a forum like College Confidential. And so with Quanvo, when you talk to people, you can meet new people. You can form friends. You can form bonds that go beyond the computer screen, that happen when you get on campus. And so let's talk about where we are right now. Well, we've built 2 versions of our web platform at the moment, and we actually spent this last month doing pilots on Babson campus. And we learned a lot during all of our testing, but I'd literally be up here for hours if I talked about all of it. So instead, I want to focus in on one specific number. And that's the fact that during all the Quanvos that happened, 77% of the time, the person who asked the first question asked another one through the course of the conversation. That's what's so unique to having a conversation, and that's what's so unique to the value proposition of Quanvo. That's not something that really happens on something like College Confidential, because you're not having an intimate one-on-one conversation with somebody. It helps prove our hypothesis that there's power in this sort of conversation, that there's value in connecting people one-on-one. And so, well, where are we going? Well, we're currently building our mobile app, and we're planning on launching at Babson in the fall of 2017. And our plan is to go from Babson College, connecting people who are interested in Babson to students on campus, and start going to other schools as well, Olin and Wellesley. And then from there, going to other schools in the Boston area. And once we start getting enough user traction, then we can start diversifying the types of questions people can ask, and then we can also start turning it into a real business, monetizing it. The way we would do that is gamifying the experience slightly, right? Allowing people to receive tokens for answering questions and then use those tokens for asking. And if someone doesn't want to answer any questions, well, they can buy the tokens from us. So the best part, though, of Quanvo is that questions about colleges are literally just the tip of the iceberg. See, it turns out that that power of conversation, the value of a Quanvo, is applicable to more areas than just colleges. Whether it's your career after school or a place you're thinking of visiting. I mean, if you're going to New York, don't read a blog post about a restaurant. Talk to a New Yorker, right? And even what it's like to talk in front of all of you today. And so my team is myself and Eric, who's our CTO. He's currently in San Francisco. Both of us are trained full-stack software engineers from the Horizon School of Technology. And I am a rising junior concentrating in finance at Babson College, and he has a degree in mechanical engineering from the University of Florida. So if you're at all excited about this, if this even piques your interest just a little, come talk to me so you can hear about when we're going to launch. And before I end, I just want to leave you all with one final thought. That the next time you're on the internet, on your laptop, on your phone, and you're thinking of asking a question, just think for 1 second, wouldn't I rather be having a Quanvo? Thank you very much.